All right, Joanna. So today a little bit on bar chords, and then we were talking about the key of C as well. So we'll just do the bar chord thing real quick. So I gave you just one example to try, but again, you can just kind of throw the chords around wherever you like. And in terms of the physical part of actually getting the chord down, it's all the same. But this chord progression actually sounds nice. So we're going B minor, which is A minor up two. And remember I was saying with lay down a bit with an A minor shape when you're taking that up, right? So with A minor normally you don't use the E string, right? So you generally just kind of block it like that. So the same should be true then for anywhere else you put that shape. So for B minor, what you can do is get your first finger across the five strings, but touching the sixth, because you don't want to be avoiding it with your right hand. That'll be awfully restrictive. So over on its side a little bit, which kind of helps get them down, and then just the usual checks. Just make sure they're kind of curving around and down. They're not bending in the way like that. They're right up to the fret, particularly the third finger, because the little finger's in the way. So you always need to kind of really kind of push that one up towards the fret. There it is. Then next one is G major. Now, you know the way A minor is just E major down a string, or vice versa, right? So if you take this whole thing up a string, now you've got an E major shape. Now it happens to be on the second fret this time, which gives us an F sharp, because E, there's no E sharp, F, F sharp, G. So there's G major there. Now you could just as easily do that, but just for the sake of the exercise, we'll do it this way. Then F sharp minor is next, bringing it down. So if I just brought it down and left it like that, this is the one that makes it major. Okay, so if I get rid of this and then this string is being held down here now on the second fret, it's minor. So this is F sharp minor. Now with this one, you can, if you want, get a little bit of help off your middle finger, kind of, just to help the squeeze, but try not to rely on that too much, because this is the only shape that you can do that with. Any of the other ones, your middle finger is busy doing the chord. So then after that one, just an E minor to kind of round off the progression. So you can do that, either slide down with these two fingers here like that, or just do it the normal way. So the whole thing. Okay, so then on to the key of C. And as I said, with the bar chords, one more thing is just do it at the end of your session. Just 5-10 minutes of intense bar chord, bar chord, bar chord, and it should hurt. Well, not hurt, but you know what I mean. It should burn here, because that's when it's when you put it under pressure. Obviously, that's where you get the kind of the strength gains, which you do need obviously for those kind of chords. So key of C then. So we'll just go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to send you on a sheet that kind of fleshes the thing out a bit more. So right now, but I want to go through that with you on the next session. So for now, there's a little bit on it with the line of the 7 chords that are in the key. For now, just focus on that, and then we'll talk about the other stuff that's on there next week. So anyway, so right now, all I'm going to do is just go through the chords with you. So they're C major, D minor, E minor, F major, which you can substitute in for an F major 7 by just opening up the E string as opposed to holding it down. G is chord of 5, chord of 6, A minor. Now chord of 6 is the relative minor, okay? So if we're in the key of C, we're also in the key of A minor here, so that's an important one. Now that B diminished one, so I'll just go through how to play that here, because they're not nearly as useful as major and minor, but they are interesting as well. So they do have their own unique flavor. So a B diminished chord is a B minor chord. A diminished chord is a minor chord with a flattened fifth. Now the fifth is always down a string and up 2 frets from the root note. Okay, so that's how you can find the fifth. It's also up a string as well, but the chord is starting from here anyway, so we're just going to go down a string, up 2 frets. Now, you play a B minor, down a string, up 2 frets. There it is. There's the fifth. So a B diminished chord would be just if we took that one down. Now that particular arrangement of my fingers is a little bit on the awkward side, so I'll just show you another. That's how the chord is derived, but how we'd actually play it would be like this. So middle finger, first finger, sorry, second fret on the A string, second finger, third fret on the D string, third finger, third fret on the B string, skipping the G string, and then little finger goes in on the G string on the fourth fret. So they've got a very particular vibe about them, obviously. But they kind of lead into minor and major chords very nicely as well. So they're interesting chords. Worth, again, a little bit niche is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. But they're still worth having. But for now, just mess about with that family of six really chords. You know, stick the capo on, throw them around somewhere else, and again, because you're doing the same thing physically. You don't have to relearn anything. You just put it up in the capo and you do the same thing. But bringing it up the fretboard will give them another look, if you know what I mean. So give that a go, and then, as I was saying, bar chords at the end of the session, just really put your hand through hell, and it does get easier after a while. So with that sheet, then we'll go through that stuff next week as well. All right, talk to you then.